I don't know. Yep. You did it again. Good evening, South Florida. Welcome, welcome, and welcome back. It's VIBE95. It's your girl, Lady, with South Florida's hottest reggae and hip hop radio talk show with you. Tonight, we have our amazing, talented, born in Colombia, but raised in South Miami, Florida. Let's go ahead and bring it in. My man, come on in. You guys welcome him in.
Round of applause for me. Insert sound effect. My dog's in the background barking. I accept that. Thank you, fellas. Always the best team.
How are you? How are you?
I am amazing. I'm amazing. I'm having an incredible week, month, year, day. Uh, thank you. Thank you for asking. And
Awesome.
a big shout out to VIBE95 and Kenny from Don't Sleep Promotions, by the way, too, for having me on the show. I'm super appreciative of anybody that gives me their time and attention. So thank you very much.
We are very appreciative for you coming on here with us with VIBE95. Thank you so much. Like I said, the red beard, we're going to have to start it off. I have to know the significance behind the redness because you are the only one that could keep it this firecracker red and keep it flowing and kept it year after year. You might add a little tight, dark red to a little bit, but what is the significance behind this red? Tell me.
So I'm gonna start this off with one thing, right? So my pet peeve has always been that question, right? But I just recently found out that I've been completely wrong about my reason behind this red beard, and the person that was there the day I did this reminded me why I did it. So I'm gonna actually be able to give the real reasoning for the first time ever. So I'm actually a little excited because people are always like, what is the red beard? I'm always like, oh, how many times am I gonna get asked this? Right? But I just found out. I'm like somebody that was there the first day. They heard me at an interview and they were looking at me like, you're lying. That's not what happened. Okay. So for starters, I used to be bald, right? I had no hair, and I used to have a chin strap, like goatee beard. So I'm from Miami, of course, and everywhere I would go, people would say, yo, Pitbull, right? Being there from Miami. This is like the story was told to me, and I remember it as it was told to me. So one day it was an ex-girlfriend of mine that I was with, and I was just complaining like I hated the fact that I was trying to become an artist. I couldn't do it because everywhere I was going, people were calling me Pitbull, and it just bothered me. So I ended up growing my beard out. And then one day I was just like, you know what? I need something to make sure that people never forget uh who I am. I have to take the dog toy from my dogs before they start squeaking all the time. Sorry, fellas. But so I wanted to do something different, and the color red for me has always been like an extremely significant color because it invokes anger, passion, love, extremities. It has so many significances. You know what I'm saying? And I think it's like literally from A to Z the significance of the color red. And I felt like I wanted not only a color that said me, uh, but that described my personality of like I do what I want, how I want, when I want, and I'm also my personalities with an S at the end because always people are always like you have 10 different personalities are always A to Z. So I felt like red was the color that was gonna like literally be the most descriptive and just embody everything. And I was like, that's it. I'm going with red. I put on the red, and from there it just became like my me. Yeah. And it's a lot of people will be like, does it bother you? Like, is it gimmicky for you? And I'm like, man, let me tell you, I really don't do it for anybody on this earth but myself. Like, yes, my fans love it. Yes, they might appreciate it, but I really do it because every time I look in the mirror, it reminds me, right? And then like that goes as far as the piercings. Like I always get something pierced or something like that done when I feel the need to re-express myself. I'm like, I need more, so I pierce something else, or like pierce another piercing, or another piercing, and like now it's tattoos, and now it's like that's just how I am. I have to look in the mirror and always feel like Superman, and a unique Superman at that. So like
a different one, but that's what you're supposed to be able to do. A lot of people can't even sit there and look themselves in the mirror and see themselves. So if you made your own indistinctive look for you to be able to sit there, that's what everyone's trying to do anyway. So you did it. Like, come on now, that's beautiful. So I said when I saw the red, I was like,
I've had it for like 5 or 6 years now. And I love it, man. The maintenance is a pain in the ass, but
Coming up with
whatever.
that red.
Yes,
What is
and
your original color?
I'm such a clean person. Like the person that does my beard, like you make sure you to wash your beard like once every three. I mean, I take like 3 showers a day, so it comes
Oh,
out a
okay, so
lot
it comes
faster than
out.
it's supposed to. But I'd rather pay more and get it done
Get it
more
done again.
repetitively and be clean than
Yeah, of
not.
course. Then you sitting there like, man, it's nice, but man, like, it's yeah. No, I understand. I mean, hygiene's up to par. That's nice. Like I said, everything's clean. I remember
Right.
I did watch an interview of yours, and we were talking. You were talking about they asked you about your tattoos, and you're like, I'm
Yep.
not gonna be here and look like a dummy and take off my things and count. But I really remember you said at that moment you only had five, and you
Yes.
said what your goal was that you're gonna make each tattoo in a different location, a different state. Did you keep up
Yes.
with that?
Uh I've done four with one of the same artist.
Ah.
But every other one I have done a different city, a different state, and I'm actually leaving to Oregon in a month to go get another set on my sleeve. So to continue that tradition, because I really do. It's just something cool for me, and it's something I could tell later on in life, and it's kind of like a passport. These are my stamps. So right now,
Yeah.
I think I'm at 21 tattoos right now.
You're at 21.
I think so.
Oh, okay. So you've been traveling.
Yes, yes, yes. Finally, thank God, COVID is almost
I know
gone.
COVID
Gone.
has definitely held people back from doing a lot of things. I know. I
God.
definitely know. But it seems as if you have been pushing very well throughout that time. So
Yes,
please tell us about that because I seen you actually use this platform this time that everyone kind of eased off a little bit and you actually skyrocketed through this COVID time without being able to move around. So
well,
tell us about this.
when COVID hit, I was in the studio the day that the NBA closed their whole thing down, and that was a very scary point for me. I don't think I'm a very easily scared. And when they announced that, I was in the middle of working on my last album, "It's My Heart Not Yours" with Kate Bridges, and we were putting finishing touches on it, which goes to show how long that process took because we just dropped that album a month ago, and it was the beginning of COVID when that happened. And I remember being so scared and just saying to myself, "This is for real. If the NBA is going to shut down, that's billions and trillions of dollars. This I got to take this seriously." I ran to the grocery store before everybody else thought to go to the grocery store, and I was like supplied for like 3 weeks, right? Like it was like the end of the world.
Oh
Uh,
my
but I remember thinking to myself, I can't be scared because I'm an entertainer, and at this exact moment, this is I'm the band, and the world is the Titanic.
Mhm.
I have to keep playing till it's over. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm an entertainer, and I'm it's my job to make sure that people have an outlet to not be bored, not have fear, not be
Yep.
stressed. So it was my goal to really step up and take initiative, and really pump out music, really pump out things that are entertaining for people. Because, like I said, it was if I knew if I was going through that fear, and I'm not very easily scared, I could imagine other people. So I wanted to make sure that I was giving stuff to, like I said, to be entertained with, to have to do, and to keep their mind off of the COVID.
And you did very well. And I love that description of you saying about the Titanic and being the band, the whole world going down, but you're going to play the band until the very thing.
I
That's
have
nice.
this
That's
is
a
what I
nice
signed up
analogy
for.
right there. I like that analogy. So, I'm going to have to go back. Have you come to Palm Beach yet and gotten your tattoo done?
No, I haven't, but that would be super dope. I didn't think about going to Palm Beach, but
We are out here. We're pretty
Mhm.
dope artists
do
out here.
do you have
When
any
you come out
tattoo
to
artists that
Vibe
you can?
95,
All right. Well,
yes,
we
I
we
got
gonna
you.
talk so you can plug me in because it sounds like you know a couple people in that area.
Yes, I do like art. Like, and I know I saw your tattoos. You don't like those, like, oh, okay, I'll get a star. I'll get some like
No,
stupid
no, no. My stuff is
English.
all
You have
like
graphics,
super
yes.
crazy and
Exactly. Yes. So yes, that's why I was like, oh, he likes dope art. Like you like art.
yeah,
So
mine aren't too boring.
I
I
got you
got
when you come on down. I got you. I got you on
I'm
a
with it.
good
I'm
one.
with it all the way. Oh, look at that uniform.
I love it. I love it. So how is it working with Kendrick Lamar?
That was super dope. That was one of my first like working artist experiences. I didn't get to work with him face to face. He did it from LA, but I actually learned so much from that situation because dogs stop. So I didn't. When I sent him the work of the record that I was working on with the artist that I did that song with called Jay Lynn, um, he didn't want us to record him, right? And then he didn't want to let me mix him. And then I was like, okay. So then I felt like two sad moments, and I was like, all right, cool. And then we got the record, but I learned so much about the industry because A, I realized I don't have to be around every artist to work now. Uh, B, it showed me that it's okay for me to be selfish and not let other people mix my stuff because I have my proper engineers. And C, it was like how many people could actually say that we were Kendrick Lamar? You know what I'm saying? So
Exactly.
I didn't take it to heart. I still got the record. He still gave me the record. I still spoke to him. So it was like super dope for me. I was grateful. I'm the type of person that I just get grateful over things. So like I don't really complicate my life too much. But that was like super dope experience. And
That's
and uh
good.
and at that time that was like my first official clout. So like I was with
Oh,
him.
it was okay. So that's see, yeah, but that was a good first. That's a good first clout name to take for your first time.
Yeah, facts. And
To be able to,
that was literally the week that he signed to Dr. Dre. So it was like beautiful for me.
that was a good blossom time. Then yes, that was perfect timing.
Yeah,
So that
definitely.
was back in what year was that?
That was
2000, no, night
no, that was like 2015.
15, 16.
Yeah, that because that was when I first. That was about when I first started really like
Coming
professionally
out of
in music.
production. Yes, coming out all the way because you hit every single hat in the industry. You were literally going from music, from beat to everything. You hit everything. When did you finally figure out that this is where you should be in product and music?
Uh, uh, Black Friday, I was working my last job at a place called Echo, and
Really?
I remember being there, and they told me you have to work Black Friday. If you're an employee here, you have to work. I was like, I don't want to work. I want to shop. And they were like, no, you have to work. And I remember hearing it sounded like pandemonium. It sounded like the purge of people just like banging on the fences and stuff like at
Oh, trying to come in.
11:59. And at 12 o'clock, they opened the gates and everybody like, shh, and they like fucked up the entire store. And I remember like 30 minutes into that, I just looked at my boss and I said, I quit. I can't do this. And I left. And that was the last time. I never looked back. I was like, you know what? I got home and my girl at the time was like, listen, you make enough money doing music. I don't really know why you're doing that anyways. Do what you want to do. Follow your heart. And I just remember it being like, you know what? I need to do this. Like I need to, if I'm gonna take this leap of faith, it needs to be now, and I need to believe in myself to do it. And I did it, and I never looked back. And since then, I've been a full-time artist, producer. I do everything in this world except for tap dancing, just
I
about.
hope you made that girl a manager or something because she definitely put you on the right
You know
path.
what? Listen, man, it didn't work out in that sense of relationship, but she's still one of my best friends, and
Yeah,
I'm
okay.
constantly always giving her credit and her kudos because and her
No, if it
flowers
wasn't for
because
you,
she
bro.
definitely she gave me the idea of the beard and she gave me the idea to take that leap of faith.
Yeah.
So
Oh, so, okay.
I
But yeah,
definitely consider
you
her one
walking
of
around
the
looking like Pitbull. We got no, there's only one Pitbull. So you going around
facts.
like, hey, I do music. All right, Pitbull, we know, bro. Calm down. Like,
Yeah,
no,
exactly. And then everybody
I'm
being
not,
like, darling.
yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm not even Cuban. I'm like, all right.
Right? And I was like, wait, is it pretty? Yeah, he is Cuban, Colombian, Cuban. I mean, people don't really pay attention to that no more. They're like, oh, you Spanish? Are you Spanish?
Yeah.
You
No,
be Dominican, Puerto Rican, Mexican. They all put it all in a.
in Miami, it matters.
Yeah, I know. No, definitely. Oh, no, it definitely matters in Miami. Yeah, it definitely matters. So tell me about being raised in Miami. I mean, it's right down the street from me, so I'm right over here. But tell me about your lifestyle coming up.
It's been amazing. I love Miami. I think for an artist to start off in Miami was super dope. It's like a cheat sheet because I do get to meet every culture, every type of person, every type of scammer, every type of hustler, every type of drug dealer, every type of killer, every type of bank teller. Like it doesn't matter. I've met everybody. I know how to deal with everybody. I've been in every situation, good and bad. So it's kind of mentally prepared me uh, for anything in life, and I think it's dope. The flip side of that is though that people from Miami tend to be a little bit more aggressive by nature than anybody else anywhere else. Like when I went to school in Tallahassee, I remember the first day somebody saying hi to me as I walked by, and me not being used to somebody saying hi. Like in Miami,
And
like
you're
people
like,
don't usually say hi to each other. We just like look at each other, and I was
look
like,
at
"Oh,
each other,
hi,
keep moving.
hi." And then you go to like another state, and they're like, "Oh, good morning," and you're like, "Oh, you're so nice. This is so weird." So I will say that that's always been of a culture shock, but I had good values being raised, so I'm not a rude person. Uh,
He's like, oh my God, you're
I
so
I
nice.
enjoy it, but Miami's awesome, man. I mean, there's nothing that we're missing here. You know,
You're
we
right.
have everything. We have the nightlife, the drugs. We have the women. We have the food open till 24 hours a day. So
Yep. I
I'm
mean, you're not
surprised.
lying. You're right.
I'm surprised I'm
You
not fat and have more kids. How about that?
guys
I have zero
Speaking of
kids.
having more kids, how many kids do you have
I got zero.
that you know of, or indefinitely, like you know for a fact?
Oh, I
Oh,
mean, if
you
you
had
put
to
it that,
think about
if you
it.
put it
Oh
that,
no.
you
Oh
know what?
no.
You know what? I've kept track of pretty much all my ex girlfriends, and I didn't see anything that looked like me. So we're we're
You didn't
we're
see
in the
none of
clear,
them.
unless they did a great job of hiding it.
I mean, they didn't dye their hair red, so you're never gonna
No,
know.
yeah,
You know,
yeah.
you're
No
probably looking
babies
at
came
a
out with
redhead
red
kid out
hair,
here.
so we're good.
So I do know that is a sensitive subject still at this age, because every interview you do talk about, when they go back to your tattoo and your
Hmm.
dad.
Uh-huh.
Your most significant tattoo that you have is your dad's tattoo. I hope that's still your most significant, even though
Yes,
you added.
it'll always be. Even though I want to get it redone, I'm working on finding somebody to redo it because it was my first tattoo. I drew it
Oh,
when I
for
was
detail.
18, and it's a little bit. It deserves to be upgraded. I got you. I got you. So maybe
I
we could do that in West Palm.
listen. Okay,
There we
I'm gonna
go.
show you the artwork after we're done. I'm gonna show you this artwork, and you're gonna see. If you
All
want to
right,
read
cool,
this one
cool.
that's gorgeous, I got you.
Yeah, I mean, it was my first tattoo. I sold my college books to get it done. Uh, and because I was through with college. I went to college for like 3 months, and that was
Oh,
another
okay. I was like, oh
realization. Like
God,
this
that's
is
so detailed.
not for me. I need
It's
to go
not
back
for
to
you.
doing
No,
music, and I went to music school after that. So it was listen in Tallahassee. Tallahassee's probably the only city where they give you like they give me I think it was like 70% return on the books. Like anywhere else like $100 book they're giving you like $4 for it. In
yeah,
Tallahassee, $100 book you get like $88 in return.
$89. Sheesh,
And I
that's
was
nice.
like, so I was like, I sold all
You
my books.
sold
I'm
them.
rich.
You're like, you know what? I'm good. Take all of them. And went across the street and got a tattoo done. But it
I
is
could
your
exchange
very.
them. I'm looking for people's books and stuff. I'm like, you need that book? They're like, yeah.
You
I'm like, you
really need it?
sure?
Are you really taking that class? Like, do
You
you
even
really
like
need
science like that?
it? Trying to pop people's books. But I mean, you had a purpose. And
I
the
did. I
purpose
did.
was, like you said, your very first tattoo was a significant tattoo with your dad.
It was.
But
It
you
was.
did say the story behind it was because your dad did pass away on your birthday.
On my birthday, yeah. So my birthday in 93. So 92. I'm sorry.
92. Tell us
Hmm.
about that. Tell us about
Uh,
that.
my dad was to speak openly. My dad was in the Cali cartel. To not like go in depth in it. He was murdered on my birthday, set up by somebody that he was friends with, of course. And in that industry, you really don't have friends. So that was pretty much it. For a while, like growing up, I was told that he was in a car accident, and then like a little bit later on in life, you kind of get to the realization like things don't really add up, and then you're
Like,
like,
where was the car? Where did it happen? Yeah, things like
yeah,
that. Yeah.
exactly.
I
So
get
then I found out later on in life and stuff like that. But my dad is my hero, and at the end of the day, he was doing what he had to do for his family. So uh, one of my biggest things in life has kind of been like I never wanted to take that route. I always wanted to find a better way than by selling drugs. And and I'm not knocking him or anybody else that does it, but I wanted to prove to myself that I could take care of me and my family without having to take
you.
that route.
Mhm.
So it's been a hard road because especially being in Miami, there's so many
I was gonna say,
opportunities
especially in Miami, every opportunity is like literally right in front of you every two
at
seconds. There's
every
like
corner and every
scamming,
friend, and
drugs.
everybody's like, "You want to
Yeah,
scam? You want
everyone.
to sell drugs? You want to do this?
Exactly. It's like
Get rich today." And I'm like, but
literally.
it's part of my confidence. It's part of why I can walk around the way I walk around, and I always say this. I think I can easily say I probably have one of the best and cleanest faces in this whole city. And I'm proud of that. I don't have any dirt on my face. I don't have any dirt on my name. I've never had to do anybody wrong for anything in this life that didn't have it come in. So,
Nice.
it's something that I feel like
It's
my
proud.
fans
It's
or the
proud to
people,
be.
yeah, that they can look up to it and say, he did it. Why can't I? So I
Yeah,
hold I
not,
hold on to that really tight because I want to be able to lead by example is a big thing. I'm crazy and I know I'm a maniac. I know I'm unique. I know I may be everything, but one thing I'm not is a thief. I'm not a scammer. I don't steal. I don't hurt people that don't need to be hurt. So like I said, it's big for me. I have a lot of eyes on me at all times, and I speak to a lot of my fans on a daily basis. So I know that the things that I do have a reflection, and it shows on them. So I want to make sure that, like I said, I lead by example, right? Always. I don't ever want to be that guy that's, you know, uh just cap and just to be cloud or cool. Like
Yeah.
I'm cool because I'm cool. I'm cool because I'm me. Like I'm not cool because I need to be
And
something or
it
be
shows.
somebody.
And it shows in your personality and it shows in your work. It actually showed a lot when you worked with Lady Gaga. I had to
That
tell
was
you.
cool.
Yes, tell me about that experience because that your personality and her personality, you guys both have that very vibrant. I'm gonna do it, whatever I gotta do. I'm gonna try whatever. I don't care if it's something I never did before. Type of personality. Tell me about that experience with Lady Gaga.
All right, so I'm gonna tell this story for the first time also because I feel like this should be cool.
I'm
So
loving that we're getting first timers. By the
yeah,
way, I'm just
yeah,
trying
yeah,
to put that
yeah,
out.
yeah. So
I'm
so
loving this.
I had met this guy from Convict when I first started in the industry, and he had played me some songs, and he was like, "This is a new Akon song coming out." I was like, "Ooh, cool, nice." This is a new Lady Gaga song coming out, and I was like, "Ooh, nice." I'm gonna go to the bathroom, he said, and I was like, "Okay," and I stole it. I stole the songs, right? And I was like, I don't know what I'm gonna do with it, but I wanted it. It sounded, first of all, the song sounded so cool. I wanted it. Second of all, I was like obsessed with Lady Gaga at the time. And third of all, I was just like, why not? Right? I took the
Okay.
song and I did a bunch of work on it. I put lyrics on it. I did some remixing on it and this and that. And I released it and I got in so much trouble for releasing that record. Like, I mean, in a shitload of trouble. It was my first taste of like threats in the music industry. And
Oh my
people ended up
goodness.
liking the song so much that it ended up in turn like I get it getting the thumbs up from everybody, like, oh man, it's cool, no worries about it. So like
No worry, no more, you know.
that was the story of that. And like I just kind of like I always laugh because one of my favorite role models is Kanye, right? And I always remember reading about the time when Eminem went to the bathroom and Kanye stole all his drums. And I was like in my head, I was like, if Kanye's allowed to do it, so am I, right?
Oh my.
I'm like, look how successful he is now.
If
You
he
gotta
gets
take
away
some
with it, I
time.
can do it too.
So that
So
was basically it, but that was cool.
did she ever contact you or anything about that? I mean, obviously,
No,
her people
I never got to speak to her directly. I did get to speak to a lot of people in her camp, and a
in
lot
her
of people
camp.
were like, I was getting lectured a lot, and then a lot
Like,
of people were like, it's super dope, but you shouldn't do that. Like that was
yeah,
basically like
yeah.
the
It's
whole
like,
like
hey, I'm gonna slap you, but not too hard because the next time you do it, just let us know because it sounds pretty
that's
awesome.
basically exactly what it was. It was like, listen, man, that we could have done so much more together if you just would have told us. And I was like,
Yeah, like
yeah, but I doubt
you
y'all
don't
would have
want to
given me the
backdoor us and
opportunity.
everything, you know.
Yeah, I would. They can tell me whatever they want that would not have worked out that way if
It
I
wouldn't
would have
have. No, of
asked.
course not. You had to take the opportunity for yourself, and you
Of
did.
course, of
You have to
course.
make your own platform sometimes.
But
So you
but
did.
what I love about it was that it's still to this day the only Lady Gaga song that wasn't released through the label that was released. So like I have that claim to fame that I did
Yo,
it
that
on
was
my
me.
own and I did that. Like I was the one that put the power behind that. Of course, my friend was super mad at me, but it was worth it.
Why? Lady
Because
Gaga fan?
no, because imagine he was the sole person responsible to have those files,
Oh,
and
yeah. Okay, the friend that had you in there. Yeah, of course he was dead. Yeah, I'm sure he was. I'm like, y'all, he's never coming back, bro. I'll never have him back.
he's like, I'm never bringing you any songs again. And he
Yeah,
did.
yeah.
He
That was your
definitely
last
did.
time. You got cut off, man. First
Although
time,
we're
last
still good
time.
friends, but he just
Yeah, of
never
course.
he never brought me any more music. Like you're dangerous.
Working in this industry, tell me, I know there's good, bad, and ugly. You have to give me one good, one bad, one ugly. With your time working with people, all that, give me one good, one extremely great, one bad, and one horribly ugly.
Okay. Extremely great was last February. I get a call um from one of the EDM labels that I'm signed to, right? And they tell me we have this song idea, we want you to do it, and uh you're gonna finish off on the Ultra main stage uh with this such and such DJ. And being on Ultra has been one of my biggest dreams my entire life. Usually somebody of my stature doesn't get to just go onto Ultra. Like usually I have to like start on a smaller stage and like, but I was going to be the headline main event performance because we had made a record called MIAMI and we wanted to leave Ultra with that song. That was super good. Super bad was when they call me and they say, due to COVID, Ultra will no longer take place.
Oh,
So my dreams
that
were
whole build up for
there, like right in front of me, and then swept right under my feet.
a
Uh,
whole rug. Just,
but
man.
the good news is that we're having Ultra, God
Yeah, I was
willing,
gonna say, I'm sure they're gonna keep you on the panel so that
come
you're still.
coming up. I hope I'll be as happy about it as I was originally. But it was just such a build up and such a like a conquering moment that I was like, yes, not only am I on
Finally.
Ultra, but I'm gonna get signed to this and I'm getting this and this. Like there's so much they were putting so much money behind it and so much going on. Like we were doing like all these videos, all these. It was a bunch of marketing rollout. Um,
Yeah.
so like I always tell my fans is it's hard to get a second hoorah out of people. Like like when you say charge, like wait, oh wait, hold on. Okay, let's do charge. Like that second one
Yeah,
doesn't
you're not gonna get the
it,
same charge the second
it doesn't quite hit
time.
the same. So like that's my only concern is that like I just hope
Like,
that
you
we
ain't
have the
told me because
same
I'm like, oh yeah,
charge.
you told
Like
us this already, bro. You told us this last time, but all right,
I
we
think I think
excited. We're
I
gonna wait
I
this
think
time.
I'm a good William Wallace, like Braveheart. I think I'll be able to gather
Bring
the
him back.
troops and
I think it's all about the delivery. I definitely believe you could do this.
there you go.
I believe it. One more, and this is not one more. This is another person that you know, I can't say I grew up getting to know. I am an '80s baby, but music wise, Mr. Chief Keef himself.
Oof.
Tell me
Uh
about that song and that experience right there. You said
Chief
woo, so that means there's a woo.
Chief is a maniac, man. That guy is like really special. And I don't mean like special in a negative way. I just mean like special in a special way. Like, okay, I have to take two steps back. One of my best friends told me this when I first started the music. He said, Dash, you're so weird, right? And you need to own that. He said, most weird people have a tick. And I was like, what do you mean by a tick? And he's like, you ever just notice that some people are just weird and they just have like a tick about them? He was like, always let your tick show. Don't hold your tick back. And that to me was so significant because I felt like sometimes I would like say something and then be like, I need to shut up. I sound crazy, right? And like what he meant by that was he was like, don't ever be embarrassed for being you. So step forward. I meet Chief Keef through FaceTime because that's how we worked because at that time he was on house arrest. Um, and he was so weird. And like there's no other way to explain it. And I don't like I said, I don't mean that in a negative sense. I just mean that in a way like, yo, Chief Keef is Chief Keef. And there's no way around it. And like he's such a unique guy that even when we were picking music, because it was like 3 or 4 records that we were working on, he picked the weirdest records, flowed over those records in the weirdest way, and I like scratch my head till this day about those collaborations. I think we have 2 or 3 records. I think 2 records together.
2 records.
And he is he's just unique. I don't know how else to say it without like because I feel like every time people ask me, I feel like I end up sounding like I feel like I disrespected him, and I don't ever want to disrespect him. I just
No,
love
I
the
feel like
fact
you
that
feel like you can't really give a entitlement to his energy. Like
I can't
it's
wrap
very
my
unique.
I can't wrap my head around who he is. Every time I speak to him or see him or anything like that, it's always been a different uh
Vibe.
vibe, and I'm just like, but I love
It's
that.
always been it's always been positive and great. It's never been no like weird off vibes. It's always been positive and like
No,
uplifting kind of.
sometimes he doesn't talk. Sometimes he might just mumble. Sometimes he may just say two words. Sometimes he may have a whole conversation, but it's like you never know what you're gonna get. So
Oh,
I thought that
alright.
was cool. I have to
That's
give
good.
a big credit to my friend Jay Lynn, who was really a lot of the responsible. He's responsible for introducing me to a lot of these great people. He's a really amazing artist and a really amazing producer. Without knowing that he's a producer, because he puts people together. Uh, but he's definitely introduced me to some really great people in this industry. So like for me, I love it, man. I need to update that my bio, because I know a lot of people ask me about like those people, and I've worked with so many more greats that I'm like that I've
Yeah,
been
you
able
gotta
to
work
like
with a lot.
one work, work with. But for the most part, I love everybody I've had the chance to work with. Like it's been super dope. I've had an amazing career, and
Yeah,
I feel like I'm still just getting started.
I would say you still have a long way. You say you feel like, yeah, how you're saying is like you're starting to stop a little bit. There's no way to slow down yet. You're really on the
Uh,
pitch roll
I,
right now.
listen. If I stop, uh, I will go into depression. I'm the type of person that has to work 20 hours a day, because the moment I stop, I think, and I can't think about life.
Yep.
I have to just think about music. That's my happiness. That's where I go for safety. That's my safety net is my music. Like when I can dive into music, I'm always in the best energy. I'm always in the best mode. Even when it's sad songs, I'm still in a good place because I'm working on a sad song. So it doesn't necessarily mean I'm sad or aggressive. I watched the Metallica documentary yesterday, and they were saying this is the first. We love making this album because it shows that you can make aggressive music in a positive environment. And I thought that was so cool. I was like, yes, that sounds like me. Like, yes, we just made the most depressive song, or we might have just killed 30 people in a song, but we did it the whole time with a smile on our face. You just can't tell if you listen to it. And like, that's super cool. Like, like to be able
Yeah, we might have killed
tap
30
into
people.
those emotions.
He tried to slide that in quick. He's like, we might have killed like 30 people in that song, but we did it with a smile on our face. Makes sense.
It does, and it just shows it shows how powerful music is, and how
Very.
you can tap into energies and tap into spiritual uh uh places and emotions without having to actually embody actual things.
Your music is definitely still bopping and being huge and expanded out there in Europe.
Yes,
I see that.
I'm very I don't like to do the same thing twice, which has helped and also not helped my career, because a lot of times, like when I've had sit downs with labels and stuff like that, they're like, "You do so much. What are we doing?" And I've kind of always been that artist that it's like, whatever the fuck we want to do, and they're always like, "No,
Yeah.
but let's box
Let's have
this
the
and
plan.
paint it one color, and then we'll." And I'm like, I'm very rebellious by nature, so it's very hard to get me to agree to something that like we have to
What do
take
you think?
steps on, because I'm like, yeah, those 5 steps, I'll do that in 2. Or I'm like, you
You're like,
want it
let's get it
red,
done.
but
Let's
I
work
threw some
smarter,
black
not
and
harder.
yellow in there to just make it pop. Like I'm very like,
Quick.
I have to. That's my signature. Is like, do it my way or no, or I'm not doing it. I'm at
Oh
that
my
point where I won't. I'll be like, call somebody else, man. Like you have to either agree that I'm gonna do what I want to, or just don't
or just
don't
let it go.
call me. Yeah, don't bother me.
So how has Europe been treating you though when it comes to everything? Are you gonna plan on doing a tour out there? What are you doing out
Yes,
there?
yes. We're actually been planning on doing we've been planning this tour for 2 years, and then of course COVID hit and everything like that. Um so God willing, this end of the year we'll have finalized the entire tour for North America, for South America, and for Europe. I'm finalizing my album. Not finalizing, I'm halfway through my album right now. So we're kind of hoping to to schedule it out with the release of my album, and then be able to kind of tour and kind of do a tour based off my last 4 albums,
Yep.
because uh we're just at the point that we really need to touch more hands and see more faces and stuff like that. And like I'm just I'm I'm ready to explode. I feel like COVID gave me stage
A
blue
rest
balls.
break. What'd you say?
I said like I feel like COVID has me with like stage blue balls. I need to like get out
You
there
just
and
need to get out
perform.
there and perform.
It's killing me slowly. Like performing is like my biggest thing. I love creating. I love all that. Yes, but performing that is the high of the
The
highs
high of
of
everything.
the highs, to
Yeah, you
touch
get to put
people, to
everything you
speak to
work so hard
people.
in and bring it out
Yes.
for everyone to see your energy
And
with it.
and I'm like so energetic that I'm like, oh, you giving me a whole stage with a microphone that makes me louder than everybody else, and I'm higher than everybody else. They're all
Oh, I'm
watching me,
showing up.
and I get to pick different outfits every day and wear different glasses and hair, and I'm like, I'm with it.
I'm
So
in it. I'm for it. I love it.
that for me
I
is like
love it.
the best feeling ever. I always say this. I've said this in like 10 interviews. The most suicidal moment for me is the moment that I'm walking off a stage. I literally that like 30-minute gap as soon as I'm off stage is like so depressing for me because
You just
I feel
left
like I
your
have
whole
no
life out there.
purpose.
Yeah, you just left your whole life out there on the stage. You're like, man, that was, yeah,
I'm
man.
like, what do I do now? I gotta wait for the next show.
Yeah, you
Like I'm
gotta wait
like,
for the next one. So that means you gotta be booked and busy for you. That means that you're
yes.
speaking it, manifested. That means you gotta have to be once you're walking off, you're walking right back on to the bus to get back to another one back to back.
Exactly. And
So that's what it is.
that's the life goal. So I
That
gotta
is
make it
it.
happen.
Okay,
Gotta
so
make it happen.
I remember life goal. Now that you said life goal, you just hit me on something. Sade. I know you
Oof,
said you wanted to work with your old time growing up
man,
music girl,
that is the
Sade.
number one dream goal of mine, is either to produce a record for her, to be on a record with her, to I'll take a nap with her and call it a day. Like at this point, I'm not even gonna get picky or choosy. Like, listen, man, Sade for me is everything. She's who I listen to when I'm angry, sad, happy, showering, uh, fucking, driving, you name it. Sade is like my
Sade is it.
go-to. She's just amazing. Her voice, her personality. I love everything about how she does. How smooth she is. She's one of the people that taught me you don't have to scream to get attention. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I love that about her. I love how her presence
She's
is.
very classy.
Her delivery, all that stuff is like super big for me. So, I just I that's one of my dreams for sure.
That's still on the wish list. All right.
Yeah.
I hear it. I hear it. I hear it. So you're gonna have to get that on there. So who named you the beer mag? Did you give yourself that, or did someone see you like, yo, we gotta start giving this man the beer game, the beer mag? Where did you get this title man from? Obviously, I know it came with it, but who gave
What
it to you?
who the Red Baron?
Yes,
That was fans always
fans
just
did.
like,
Okay, I figured, but
yeah,
you
like
rock with it, so you love the name.
I used to hate when people called me Clay. Like when people would be like, "Yo, Clay," I don't know why it used to bother me. Like, and my fans have been really the ones responsible for a lot of my career. Like even the word platinum. Platinum was something that I would always just say, like, that's platinum, that's platinum, that's platinum, that's cool. But like I never wanted it to be anything. And then it ended up resulting in people being like, "Yo, let me show you this thing right here," and I would be like, "That's cool," and they would be like, "But it's not platinum." Right? And I would be like, "Oh, I didn't know it's platinum." And like people literally one by one started doing that a lot, like to the point where they would be like, "Yo, what do you think about the song?" And I'll be like, "That's dope." And they'd be like, "But it's not platinum." So like I ended up just like that word ended up sticking to me and becoming such a significant word that people would literally be like, "Yo, you having a platinum day, right? Yo, that's platinum." Like, and they made such an effort to make that something
Oh,
that
I
I
see
was
it on the
like,
chain.
and that I ended
I
up making it my
see it.
label name. My dog's name is Platinum.
I know you just said that. Yeah. So you carried it through. Aw.
I had to. It was like it would be irresponsible and disrespectful if I didn't. And at this point, I do what they want, man. I'm like I'm putty to my fans, man. I really am. Like
Aw.
they're
I
everything
mean,
to
that's
me.
how you keep them happy. Keep them happy, just let them play with you a little bit. But so I do know. Okay, so we have named the Cassius. How do you say your first name? I know it's
Dashes,
Cassius, your
yes,
real
dashes.
name.
Yeah, well, yeah,
Cassius.
dashes. Well, that was I have to go get a charger. If not, this phone's gonna die. I originally my name was Dash, right?
Mhm.
And I was opening up for Rick Ross one day, and the lady that was doing the concert like management,
Mhm.
she said, "What's your name?" And I said, "Dash." And she said, "Honey, your mother gave you a name. That means you have a first and a last name. What's your name?" And I was like, "Dashius Clay." And wherever in the universe or wherever that came from, that's
It's
what I
stuck.
spit out. And she looked up. She was writing the thing on the thing, and she looked up and she goes, "I like that. That's a nice name." I was like, "All right, cool." And I was walking, like taking 2 steps to the stage, and the guy that introduces me, he said, "You know, I'm gonna introduce this next guy, and I really love his name, Dashius Clay, to the stage." And then from there, I was like,
You're
I don't
stuck.
know where that came from. I love it. It has a lot of people think it has a significance to Cassius Clay, which is Muhammad Ali's government name, and it really doesn't. I mean, I love Muhammad Ali. I'm a fan, of course. Am I a huge fan? I don't have any Muhammad Ali posters, but it wasn't like based off of him. It was based off the fact that that's what flew to me. That's what came out of my brain. That was went spoken through my mouth, and that's what I became.
I like how you said I don't have no posters or anything. That's why I was laughing. I
Yeah,
was
yeah.
like, yeah,
I was like,
you can point that out. Like
I
it's not
really
like I'm a
don't.
big fan.
Well, yeah,
I'm
because
like,
people are always like, "Oh, so you really love Muhammad, huh?" You look at that. I'm like,
yeah.
"Yeah, I do, but they ain't like that, you know." Like
Not
I'm more
to that
Floyd.
extent. Calm
I'm
down.
more Floyd Mayweather, Mike Tyson type of guy. But sure, Muhammad's great, man. He's a goat.
Oh, it's okay. Yeah, he's a good guy. He's a good guy. All right, so tell me, what sports and other things do you or did you play through high school?
Oh man, I was all-star center fielder. I was all-star running back, and I was also an all-star track athlete for short distance, 100, 200, and relays. I was super into sports. I really thought that's what I was gonna end. I wanted to either be Deion Sanders or a fighter pilot for the army, the Air Force. Um,
Air Force.
Once I realized how much you have to train every day, and I was watching my friends like hang out with girls, I was like, I don't think I want to do this.
you're like, yeah, no, I'm okay. I'm gonna go this way.
I'm like, wait, so y'all hanging out with the girls and I gotta go work out? I was like, man, you know what? Fuck soccer,
Aw.
fuck football, fuck baseball, fuck. I was like, I'll just go back. So I ended up just like leaving sports, and that's like when I kind of started finding music. Uh, one of my best friends, his older brother used to freestyle in the middle of school, and I used to see how many girls he used to get, and that was really like the trigger for me of like music. Like, man, if he's doing that off of rapping, I want to rap. So
I
like
was
that
about
was
to ask that. I remember there's a story you did say that on one of your interviews. Like, man, he was over there getting 2, 3 girls. I was like, if I be better than him, I could get 3, 4 girls. I could rap over that.
and
Yeah. So
that
that was
was
your
the start of
motivation for the
everything.
snipers in the middle of the courtyard.
I'm like, man, I gotta start rapping. And then I saw he wanted to outdo me, so now he's trying to rap better, and now he's coming with better clothes. And then I'm like, all right, well now I gotta get into fashion too. Then I guess
Yeah.
that
And
was
how was that
basically what
relationship
started it.
between you and him? Because that was one of your friend's older brothers, correct?
Yeah, we're still great, still
So
great. Like,
great.
yeah, all is good, and I always thank them for that. Like that was it's a beautiful moment and memory for me always to like just think back and be like, yo, where did this all start? And like, look how far I've gotten. I would have never imagined it ever. Like I always believed I was going to be an amazing athlete. I never really believed I was going to be an amazing artist or producer. My family's all artists and musicians. Like my mom is the only one who's like a real estate agent. uh but like
Why are you
I
on a rewind? Why? You said she's only a realist. You went real professional with the voice and
because
everything.
she
Real
because
estate.
she's the only like professional one in my family's all artists and musicians and stuff like that. So
I
I always
love
tell them
it.
like if I would have been a doctor, they would have like hated me for it. Like they would have been like,
You think?
you
Like,
broke
that's not your
code, man. You
personality,
broke
man.
code, man. Like you know what you were supposed to become. So
I
I just
love it. I love it. When it comes to everything, your personality and the businesses that you do and everyone that you work with, high names, low names, everyone in the middle. Tell me, have you ever had to be in a situation that you gave someone your work and they disrespected your work, you had to recant that work or take it back or have bad business with anybody?
Um, yeah, this is the music industry, so uh,
That always happens, kind of
there's
low.
always disappointments. There's been a lot of things that like a lot of times when we do reference records for other artists, uh, anything can happen. So like an artist, for example, I'm gonna give you a perfect example. We had got this placement last year for Jay-Z, right? And we had got the call, Jay-Z wants the song. It's perfect. It's like, oh my God, my dreams come true. And then like a month goes by, 2 months goes by, and they're like, somebody called, they're like, you know what? Jay Electronica has actually taken a song from Jay-Z. And you're like, oh, but Jay-Z's on it, and it's Jay Electronica. And I'm like, oh my God, it gets better. And we got worse, we got better. And then all of a sudden you don't hear anything. So like 8 months go by, and then like Jay Electronica drops his album, the song's not on there, and then you like ask more questions, and they're like, "Well, Jay might want it, but he doesn't. We're not sure anymore." So like in a sense, like things like that. Like I just using that as an example, but there's a lot of ups and downs, like with being in that part of the industry, like when you're doing reference records, because not all songs that I make are for myself. Or
Yeah.
do I get to hand produce for people specifically? Like sometimes we do reference records and ship them out to the labels and see if an artist wants them. Uh, so sometimes there's a bunch of artists that may want them, and at the end of the day, I have to understand because I've been in that position too, where certain things sound great, but they may not fit the time, may not fit the body of work, may not fit the necessities that are there, or they're just politics, energy, whatever. Uh, so I'm used to the letdown. I'm not the type of person that gets let down very easily because I'm like, well, guess what? I still got to work tomorrow, so
Yep.
back to
I still
work.
keep moving no matter what.
Yeah, so I don't really take things like that to heart. Like, and when people tell me they need me to fix something or change something or do anything, or like, I just that's part of my job. It's part of my job. I'm doing regardless. I'm still doing what I love to do, so
Yep.
I'm good. You know, like they're not hurting my feelings. I'm like, oh, we'll just back to work.
In real estate, with your mom being in real estate, are you buying any estates or any real estate?
Yes, I this is the first year. I was showing my earlier in the year I was showing my mom actually all my shoes. She was like, let me see your shoe thing because I have like so many shoes, right? And she said something to me that really pissed me off, but it put me into overgear. She said, wow, that's a lot of shoes. How much in shoes is that? I was like, I don't know, it's probably over 20,000 in shoes. And she goes, and that's crazy to think that you're walking into a house that you're gonna pay rent at. And I just looked at her and I was like, ouch. And she goes, I'm just saying, it'd be a lot cooler to walk into a house that you own with your nice shoes. And I was like, touche. So,
Your
like for
mom?
me, so I recently started investing. I have some properties that I'm doing with Airbnb and stuff like that. And I'm looking to buy my first home like for myself. I have investment properties, but like now I'm looking for myself. Um, but that's really the goal. Like the goal is to find artists are one of the few people in this world that don't have anything to fall back on. We don't have a retirement fund. We don't have a 401k. So preparing for our future is like usually the last
Literally.
thing that artists think about, and it should be the first thing. So like I've actually made it something that even myself, I speak to a lot of artists that I work with and try to educate them on that as well because I'm like, listen, man, this ain't going to last forever. And the last thing you want to be is a 70, 60-year-old artist that has to get a job
No trap.
because you didn't have a retirement nest. So it's been a big wake-up call for me, but it's also put me on my business A game. And I'm really becoming a beast in the business side. I mean, I've always been a beast, but like now I'm really becoming a beast in the sense of like I'm taking different I own 4 different companies. I'm doing a bunch of stuff like that's aside from the music, because money's important, and I want to be able to not only help my family, help others, and help myself. I want to retire rich.
Yes.
I want to be
I worked so
75
hard
years
to
old
retire
still
not
buying
having.
shoes.
I still buy shoes. He said, still buy shoes. I mean, if that's the life, man. I'm gonna be honest, that's the life that
It
you want to
is.
have. But your
It
mom was
is.
right. That's a good point. Like that's why, like I said, I mean, we live in South Florida, so you know how it is. Like
Yes,
unless
and
you don't mind getting like a little, like you're
it's
paying out
tough. It's
a
tough.
lot
It's
just
tough.
Yeah, you're pretty much paying like a really, a little low percentage of a mortgage for an apartment out here nowadays. And so many people already bought property that they're only renting to, like they're not renting to
Well,
own
well,
anymore.
Miami right now with COVID and the amount of people that came from New York is like super. The real estate game right now here is like insane.
Like, no, I
Um,
know, I
I,
know.
I've actually been in talks about buying property in Texas. Texas is a place that
Really?
I really enjoy. I never thought I would like Texas. I'm a snow bunny. Like I love snow. It's the weirdest thing. People
Okay.
don't understand how much I hate the sun. And they're like, "But you live in Miami." And I'm like, "Listen, I'm a vampire. Like you see me awake, I'm awake at 7 in the morning, 8 in the morning. I go to sleep at 9 in the morning, and I wake back up at 2 p.m. because I hate
You're
the
still
sun.
going.
Oh,
I love it.
I will
Are
miss
you
that part of the day all the time. I don't care. Let it be hot. You guys enjoy it. See you. I'll see you at night.
you know
Signing out, Batman. I'm like, because I'm like, yo, I can't. I've always been a night owl by nature, but the sun just makes me miserable.
yeah, and it always makes you mad. Like it's like it don't
Yeah, I'm
matter
like,
what type of
ugh.
personality you are like,
And we have the humidity and the sun and the beach, and it's
oh,
like,
and your
oh
beard with the
God,
humidity.
oh
Oh, I
man.
know.
And this is the first,
Oh,
like right now I'm wearing black, so it's a bad example, but like up to like last year was like I really started wearing colors. I used to always just wear black, so like wearing black in this sun is like the worst.
and you wear it well though. But I do the same thing. I literally just start wearing colors, but I literally wear black everywhere, all day, everywhere, and it sucks. But I mean, it's nice because like you said, either controls the heat, stops the heat, does all those variables, but at the same time, yeah, I wish I could. Yeah, no, God, yes, the sun is definitely out here is not our friend. Did I lose you on sound? Can you hear me? I can't hear you. While we're having a little bit of technical difficulty, just give him a couple more moments to re-click and get back in on the link. There.
There we go. I think I'm back. I think there we go. Sorry,
There
apologies
we
about
go.
that.
There you go. How are you? How
I
are
got
you?
an
Welcome
incoming
back.
call or
Welcome
something.
back. Sorry about that. Now I can hear
Why
you
are they calling?
perfect.
Stop calling.
Oh, someone's calling in. Okay,
But
that makes
yeah,
more sense. All
yeah,
right.
somebody
So what we
interrupted
were
us.
saying,
No worries though.
you were injecting in. I just have to, validate before we end this the gold teeth. I know it signifies and represents Miami so well. All the grills and the future with the, all that, it's nice. Well, how long have you had your golds now?
I've had my golds for 3 years. The cool
Years.
part is though, I've been wanting my diamond teeth for a while. Tomorrow morning, I have my last dental appointment to remove my two wisdom teeth that I have left and to fix one of my crowns. And then next week I go for the fitting of my diamond teeth. I'm replacing all my bottom teeth with diamonds. So I'm excited.
Oh my gosh, you're gonna have diamonds now. That's so
Yeah,
cool.
I'm excited because this grill is removable. Like these are removable, and I have my diamond fangs, but I've been saying for the past 2 years my goal is to really replace my teeth with diamonds, and I'm finally doing it. So I'm super excited.
Oh man. Okay. So what about okay, so after you get okay, so those are you said those are not permanent, like perms or whatever they call them, right? The goals that
No,
you have now.
these right now these aren't the ones that I'm.
The diamonds will be permanent, correct?
Yeah, the ones that I'm
And these are
getting.
tomorrow
Correct.
or next week that you just said, like literally
Uh-huh.
again. Wow. Oh, make sure you send us a link of these new teeth here. It'll be amazing to see.
I'm excited. They told me I can't
I
have
know.
candy anymore, but I'm not big on candy anyway, so I'll be all right.
Oh, then you okay then.
Yeah, I'm
Tell me
fine.
about the music with Future. When you how was ask I don't know, really working with and details towards how did you feel with the gist of getting Future's music and working with him?
With Future, no, I've
I am a
never.
fan. of his music
With Future, I've never
understood
worked with
him.
Future.
You never work with publicity or music with Future?
No.
Not Future himself. No, not Future the person.
Oh, got you.
Over there. Not Future the man, not the rapper himself. I'm talking about your future music and how you see what your future music and your details and
um,
everything that you feel like doing
I
within your music.
finally have such a catalog of music that I'm able now like to like really get into like the unique creative side of what I wanted to be as an artist. I've done so much that I finally like, this goes back to looking in the mirror and wanting to say like, uh,
Who
are
you
you are
are.
you content with who you are? Are you who you are? Are you like, and I'm at that point now where I've tested the water so much, I'm not scared of anything anymore. And like when I create music, I really create it from like such an internal part of my soul that it's hard to put me in a box, but that's the best part is like the future music that I do have coming up is all so crazy and so unique and so out there that I feel like what I have coming next is really going to be what sets me apart from everybody else because they're going to be able to say like I want
That's dope.
songs like
Oh no,
I
sorry,
want
not dope. That's
you know what
platinum.
I always laugh. Yeah, exactly. That's platinum. I always laugh because I'm like, it's really hard for somebody to make a Dashius Clay type beat because like I have so many styles. So it's
Yeah,
not
you
really
hit
like
every
you can just
genre of
make
music. Slow, fast, upbeat, low
so
tempo.
it
You really do hit
yes, exactly. So it's
every
good and bad,
spectrum.
but
There's
for
no
me, I like to keep people guessing. I don't want anybody to ever think like, yo, man, when's the next R&B album or when's the next like no, man. What you
no, no,
thought
they
was gonna
already
be
know.
next is not. And then you're never gonna get it right. Like I'm always gonna hit you with a left. I'm always gonna, and I love that. One of the people that taught me that was Kanye with 808s and Heartbreak. I always loved the fact that nobody saw that coming. And that to me is like
Yeah,
one of my
at
top three
all.
favorite albums. But I think like that was so cool that he was able to like just completely change the playing field and change who he was as a person and you could tell that he experimented with that album and that was super cool. So like I always appreciate artists like that. I always appreciate art and music like that where it's like you can say to yourself, well, that was pretty ballsy of you to do that
Try
and
that.
it worked out because I always say there's never going to be two Little Waynes, there's never going to be two Chains, never going to be two Sades. You always got to be unique and you got to be yourself to be successful. So I think I'm doing right by myself by
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 yourself.
by doing this by just continuing in my need to be creative, unique, and expressive. Music is my biggest form of expression. If anybody that listens to my music knows who I am because it's all real. I don't really have any songs that are like fabricated. They're most of the time expressions. If I'm having a bad day, I wrote a song about a bad day.
That's what I was
If
gonna
I
say.
hate,
You write with your feelings, yeah, by your like your
yeah,
emotion.
like my one of my songs is called XO, where I like literally named every ex girlfriend that I had and like what they did or didn't do, and it was like it was scary writing that, but
That would hurt
it
my
was
feelings if I heard
awesome.
a
It
song
was
with
I
that would
didn't
hurt.
say like, well, not everybody got a good grade, but
I'm sure they
like
didn't. I'm sure.
for the
I'm
for the
sure
most
they
part,
didn't.
you got to understand. For the most part, for somebody like me, I don't speak much. I don't talk
Yeah.
much. When I talk for a reason.
Mhm.
So I don't tell people my personal life at all. My personal life goes on music. So it's like it's weight lifted off my shoulders anytime
Yeah,
I get to
it
do
is. That
music
is
like that.
literally that is literally your piece, like where you let it out.
I don't have
You're out.
I don't have a psychologist. I have a microphone. You know what I'm saying? Like that's really where I'm at this point in life, where it's like that's my psychologist is my microphone, like who I get to talk to, who I get to express myself
Scream
to.
at,
Like
cry to. Yeah, you got to do everything and
yes,
right there.
literally,
That,
man. Like when my grandmother just recently passed, like
sorry to hear that. Our
probably like a
condolences.
year ago, and I remember sitting there for 3 days just thinking I hated life, and the first thing I could think of to do was write a song for her. And I never cried after that. You know what I'm saying? Like it was I left it all
Let it
on the
out.
song. and it was like so amazing. I heard the song actually 2 days ago. Somebody was playing my phone, and it came up, and it brought me back to that moment, and I was smiling about it because I was like, man, that was so cool. All my feelings are
A
on that song.
powerful
Like I
day.
still feel
Yeah, I
that
was saying
way
that was
about
a powerful
everything.
day for you to rehear it and to know like I could hear the pain or what I was going through in it, but still be able to sit there and be like, yo, I
Exactly,
passed
you
that, I'm there.
really do. Like you
That's
pay
beautiful.
attention to some of the lines in there. I'm like, I can hear myself crying on that line. Like, you know what I'm saying? And that was so cool for me because I was like, man, that music really is what saves my life, and it really is my psychiatrist. Like, it's how I vent, how I express myself. I can't
So how
I
do you
can't draw
say
for
so
shit, so I had to do something.
you can't draw? I can't draw, I gotta pick
I'm
something
like
that's gonna
stick
make me
figuring.
money.
Oh, how do you
Or
think
you
express
found the
myself
right
when stick
one.
figures ain't cutting it?
It definitely wasn't gonna cut it. It definitely won't cut
Facts.
it nowhere. It won't cut it. So you keep yourself joyous, happy, pure, up the beat, mad, angry, anywhere you want to be all day, every day, because it's you and yourself. How's your eating habits? Because you gotta keep for what I remember when I was taught, for you to be pure out, happiness and joy, you gotta be kind of, enduring happiness and joy. So how's your I'm not gonna say, a food guru, but what do
I
you
eat
intake?
I I I eat like a millionaire.
Yeah?
Like I eat whatever I eat. But let me finish that though. I eat whatever I want because that's the one thing I allow myself. Like I won't spend my money on dumb shit, but I do want to always eat good, right? But I don't have a large palate. I am a carnivore. I'm T Rex. I'm like steak, please, chicken, hamburger, more steak, please. But and the funny part is, I here's the catch. I watch food shows all the time, and it's
And you know
so
what to
weird
order.
because I will drool at all this food, but I will never eat it. I'm so weird like that. I'll sit there and I'm like, oh my god, that goulash with mushrooms and tartar and blah blah blah, and I'm like,
Looks so
wow.
amazing, but
But don't put that in
I
front of me
would
because I
order.
won't eat that. I
So
already
what
know
is
I'm not
okay,
gonna like
so
it. I have
so
like
is it
I don't like
because of
mushy
the fact
foods. I don't.
is it because of the fact that you haven't tried it before that it stops you like, nah, I'm not gonna try something new? Because eventually, I mean, to eat out in different places when you go out and about, you can't eat the same chicken nuggets and french fries everywhere you go.
I
So
don't eat. Here we go. Here's my list. I don't eat pasta.
okay.
I don't like milk, and I hate tuna.
Oh wow.
Do you know how many times people have invited me over and been like, "I have made you my specialty," and I'm like, "Oh, perfect," and then they're like, "Pasta à la fleur," and I'm like, "Oh God, seriously?" I'm like
It's the
pasta à la
fastest
penny,
meal
and
to
they're like,
make is pasta.
everybody's specialty meal is pasta, and I'm like, "I'm so sorry, I don't eat pasta," and people are always like, "What's wrong with you?" And I'm like, "I don't know, man." And then milk, that's just a whole other story. Like, I don't want to get into that, but like, I don't think humans should be drinking milk from another animal. Like, we're the only animal that cross drinks milk. You get that? Like, raccoons don't drink cow milk, and like, dogs don't drink cat milk. Like, why do we humans drink somebody else's milk? Like,
I mean,
milk, if you think about it,
we
is a
don't make our own
steroid.
milk.
Is
Oh
Of
well,
course we
I mean,
do,
women do for a short period of time.
because that's all the time that we need for milk.
You think so?
Think about that. Of course, what other animal in this world continuously drinks milk after the fact that they're a baby? None. Milk is a steroid, and it's a hormonal steroid to get you big and strong. So of course, as a baby, as kids, as kittens, as puppies, whatever, they drink milk to get bigger, stronger bones, and then they stop. Us as humans, we suck out off a titty, whatever, and but we stop when we get to a certain point. We're the only ones that continue, and then we're like, "Yo, let's get it from a cow," and you're like, "What? That don't make no sense." So I don't. I have a hard time processing. Like, yeah, I'm gonna drink a cow's milk. It's just not for me. So I don't know. I just like, and even like when people are like, "What about almond milk?" I'm like, "That's not really milk. That's like almond like juice."
For
I don't
sure.
know. I don't
It's
know
a
how to say it.
yeah,
I don't want to say almond nut. I don't want to say almond nut because it just
that's not
it
it.
just sounds worse.
That sounds a lot worse. It sounds definitely a lot worse. Oh
But
man,
yeah,
it's
but that's me. So like
amazing.
my food habits, and I drink Coca-Cola all day, so my intestines are probably like
Yeah,
demolished.
gone. Like completely gone if you drink Coke all day. Because I literally use Coke to clean them
I
right
am a
away.
Coca-Cola addict. Oh my God, I am the biggest Coca-Cola addict on earth.
And then you barely
Coca-Cola with
eat. That's
everything.
horrible. That's horrible.
But I eat. No, no, I eat good. That's the thing, though. Is like I said, I eat good. I don't eat. I'm not eating Burger King. I'm not eating McDonald's.
Yeah, you're
I'm
eating
going to.
steak
I'm
that's
going
sitting
to
there for
good
like 9
restaurants.
months, and then you're gonna boil it down with some Coca-Cola. That's gonna burn all your intestines and all. Yeah, yeah, that sounds great. Sounds great.
I can't
We
wait to Coca-Cola.
burn
I
burgers.
need. I need Coca-Cola to sponsor me. But
Yeah, I think that's what needs to happen because I mean they need to do that before your whole intestines explode with Coke everywhere. So I definitely concur on that.
facts.
I
And then we'll
literally
go.
use Coke for the inside of my grease pots. I let the Coke sit there and I pour it down. It's like brand new. So I'm like, that's. I think about that. I'm thinking like, if someone drinks this and it sits in their stomach, nah, I'm good.
Trust me. Somebody the other day showed me a video, and they were like, this is how they clean trucks, my friend." And I'm
With
like,
Coke
well,
because
I'm
there's
like,
so much acid in it.
delicious. I wish I was a
And you're
truck.
like, you're like watching a video. Oh,
Exactly. I'm like, look at all
it's
that
supposed to
Coke going to
bother me.
waste. I'm like, you're just wasting that Coke.
Oh, you're mad. Like, what? Why is he doing that? So,
I'm like,
so
that's a good
disgusting.
2 liter bottle. What are you doing? They're like, try to fix the truck. I'm like, I guess. Save
I
yourself.
guess. We are gonna definitely have to do a part two with this interview because you were amazing. And of course,
Thank
like
you
I
so
already knew, your
much.
personality was definitely gonna come through this interview. So it was beautiful. Don't leave after we cut this down, Mr. Clay. I know you don't like that
Yes.
name, but I ain't gonna give you Clay. You have to
No, no, I
spit out.
love it now. It's
And this,
okay.
oh, okay, you love it now. Good. We're gonna give out some information so we have some information so we can spread out some beautiful greatness. And again, you are here with VIBE95 with your girl, Lady Liddy.
Facts. Shout out to Kenny from Dosely Promotions. Shout out to VIBE95. Shout out to Lady, the most beautiful hostess ever. And shout out to everybody that's taking the time to just watch this, listen to my bullshit, and have a good time with us, man.
Thank you so
And
much,
we're
Mr.
and,
Clay.
and we're
Thank you again,
and we're
595. I'll see you guys next time. Oh, look at Platinum.
my boy. Y'all be great.
Y'all be easy. Have a good one.